The Little Inventors Challenge Mission Protect Our Oceans is led by NSERC in partnership with the Canadian Commission for UNESCO. Take the plunge and become an ocean scientist with us. Help us keep our oceans healthy and solve some of the problems they face with your own invention idea to protect the oceans. In this video, you will find out about the issue of plastic and how it affects the oceans, and why they need our help for a better future, and how to enter the challenge. On first look, plastic appears to be pretty fantastic. It's very cheap to make, and it can be used to make pretty much anything. It can be very strong or very delicate, it's waterproof, it's strong, and durable. Before plastic, people used glass, ceramic, or paper, but they could break or not be shaped very easily or leak. But with the advantages come one big disadvantage. Plastic is pretty much indestructible. The first plastic was invented in 1907, and pretty much every single piece of plastic ever made since then is still on the planet now. We produce a staggering 300 million tons of plastic a year. And in the last 10 years, we have made more plastic than in the previous 100 years. Plastic means something that can change its shape. Most plastics we use every day are made from natural fossil fuels, such as gas or petroleum, which were formed millions of years ago. Once all of these natural resources on our planet are used up, we can't make any more. That's why it's known as a non-renewable resource. Plastic is made of chains of molecules formed of carbon atoms that are chemically bound by hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, and nitrogen. They are a kind of polymer. Cotton, wool, rubber, or cellulose are all types of polymers found in nature, but with plastic, they are man-made. There are two main types of plastic polymers, which react differently to heat. Thermosets are used for car and aircraft parts because they don't react to temperature changes once molded. Thermoplastics can be cooled and heated several times without changing their properties. When they melt, they turn to liquid, and when they freeze, they turn to something closer to glass. They can easily be shaped into films, fibers, and packaging, such as plastic bags or food containers. The reality is that plastics have become a huge part of how we live, and they are unlikely to disappear anytime soon. Recycling is a good idea, but in reality, only a small amount gets recycled every year at present. The problem is that once the polymers have been formed, it is not possible to return them to their natural state. Because thermosets are set when cooled, they are not easily recyclable as they can't be melted into another shape, whereas thermoplastics can. 14% of all trash gets recycled at present. That means that the rest ends up in landfill, or, you guessed it, in the oceans. What we really need is to find a way to use a lot less man-made material and to reuse everything a lot more. It's said that 99% of everything we buy goes into the bin within 6 months. Most of it ends in landfills and as litter, and washed away by rain through rivers and sewage systems straight to our oceans. 73% of all litter on beaches are plastic, like cigarette butts, food wrappers, bottles and caps, and containers. But the plastic problem is not always that visible. When plastic breaks down, it doesn't disappear, but turns into tiny pieces of plastic called microplastics. All of these microplastics are too small to be filtered out of the water we use every day and end up in the ocean. Car tires also leave microplastics on the road, and are now identified as a major source of microplastic in the environment. These microplastics get swallowed by everything from the smallest plankton to seabirds and giant blue whales. They have entered the whole natural food chain, and we are eating it too. And of course, these microplastics are harmful to all living things. Plastic bags are recent history. They were invented just over 50 years ago, but it only took a couple of decades for them to completely overtake paper and cloth bags. In 1997, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is discovered, an island of plastic in the middle of the ocean, mostly made of plastic bags. It's the size of Quebec. By now, 2 million new plastic bags are used every minute. Since 2017, 25 countries have banned plastic bags, and more continue to join the movement to beat plastic pollution by banning plastic bags. Scientists right now are hard at work finding ways to deal with the issue of plastic in our world, through inventions of new materials or new technology to clean the oceans by. Making plastic bags and bioplastics from food waste, like cornstarch or even lobster shells. Thinking of ways to reuse plastic bottles. Finding ways to clean up the oceans. How can you help protect the oceans? Time to get inventing. 15 of your invention ideas will be made real to celebrate the launch of the Decade of Ocean Science in 2021. Check out our resources online, our other themed videos, and our inventors logs to develop and prototype your ideas. You can find them at nserc.littleinventors.org.